Hi, folks. This is Pastor CJ, Grace of the Lord Church here in Aura, Colorado. And I just wanted to celebrate with you some of the ministry victories because you guys have actively invested in the success that God has seen through this ministry and this mission. And so, thank you very much for your continued support, whether it be by prayer or many of you are financially supporting us. And I tell you what, we're very, very grateful for it. We're seeing God do all kinds of really cool stuff, and I get a front row seat for it. Some of you don't, and so thought I'd share some cool stuff with you. Recently, we just baptized an additional 4 people, so that makes 8 baptisms in this year, which is a big deal for us. Those are the first baptisms of this church's history. We had 4 in the summer and 4 more recently, and it was very, very exciting for us to be able to baptize these new believers because for our first year, we just saw a lot of professions of faith and a lot of people give their life to Christ. And in the second year, we're seeing a lot of those people grow into disciples and mature and start to desire things like baptism. Furthermore, we've also added at least that many new members to our church. Not all the people who got baptized, but a number of people have said they want to be a member of this church family, which is exciting for us because for every one of those is somebody who said they want to actively invest their time and their tithe in the success that God is seeing through this mission and through this church family. And that's very exciting as our servant team has expanded and people are actively participating as they do outreach and serve in the community with us. We've also seen God send us some new leadership prospects to empower and invest in. And so we're still praying for a strong leadership team. We don't have that yet, but we've got some people coming down our pathway in such a way that very inspiring and exciting for us to imagine what the future is going to be. Financially speaking, we've lost a lot of income this year, as I know a lot of churches did. We were pretty dependent on subleasing our space to other churches, and due to the COVID crisis, those churches are gone and new churches are not coming. But God has provided in just miraculous ways. It's been really cool to see. We've got a number of these one-time gifts that we've never seen before, probably never see again. And there's been enough of these that it's covered our expenses where that income was lost. And so each rent payment has been an absolute miracle as God has financially sustained us through the year in such a way that's been very affirming. There's been times we've been very discouraged throughout the year, just wondering, how are we going to do it? And nevertheless, God shows up. He says, I'm just getting started. I will provide. You're right where I want you to be. And then he affirms us by providing. And it's been just so cool to be a part of. I've recently had the opportunity to talk with a ministry partner of ours who has a bigger perspective over what is happening with a lot of other churches, more from a perspective than I have. And he shared with us some numbers as I was sharing my numbers with him. And he says, we're above average in a lot of categories, that we're ahead of the curve in a lot of other categories, where most churches are experiencing, say, about 35% attendance capacity. We're right on track with where we were at the end of last year. And so it's a little less than where we started this year, but still much better than some people are doing, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I'm not in everybody's church, but I guess we're ahead of the curve there. And we are seeing a lot of success in our outreaches and our various ministries in ways that also seem to be above average from what I hear, which also was very affirming to me because sometimes I get discouraged and I wonder, oh man, just thinking about all the potential that's not being realized and all the things we could be doing that we aren't able to do and want to do. And sometimes you feel a little discouraged in that. And then, here comes another one of God's affirmations through one of his disciples who's got a bigger perspective than little old me and says, no, man, you guys are doing really well compared to some others in the same area and the same situation. So that just really encouraged me. And I wanted to encourage you with that as well, because we still have a long road ahead of us before we have a sustainable servant team, a sustainable leadership team, and we're financially stable. But I guess we're ahead of the curve and doing pretty good. And that's very exciting to know that God's just getting started and you are a big part of that. Your investment has been a huge deal for us. So really grateful for how you've shown up, how you've given, and how you've supported us because we're seeing a lot of ministry fruit. We're seeing the lost get saved. We're seeing the saved become disciples, and we really couldn't do it without you. It's as I always say, maybe God could do it without you, but I couldn't. I couldn't do it without you. Really grateful for you. Love you very much. And I hope to be able to share some of these victories with you in person sometime. So if there's ever an opportunity to serve alongside each other, or if there's anything I can do for you personally to be able to give you my thanks with my hands and my time, it would be my pleasure. So just let me know. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.